First day, first stage, the electric Boogaloo. I was first on the line and had a good strategy prepared. What I wanted to do is throw the weight as far as possible so I don't have to push it when I'm crawling. It was so successful that every competitor after me used the same technique. After clearing the electric wire, I had to engage 5 steel poppers with my rifle. My combination of rifle and optic worked flawlessly. On the second turn, I felt a bit more courageous and decided to just plow through the electric wires. Well, it's not a joke. It was 40,000 volts and it was pulsating every second. You can see that on this stage, my bolt action rifle didn't really slow me down much. I ran the bolt and loaded a next round when I was transitioning from target to target, which meant that I lost the minimum amount of time. I was actually as fast as some of the shooters with a semi-automatic rifle on this stage. I want to repeat, the electric wire was not a joke. If you received a small shock, it gave you a bit of a boost, but a full shock paralyzed you. A couple of competitors actually got knocked out by the electricity. I'm using my middle finger to press the trigger, and I'm relatively slow on charging the bolt here, since it took longer to find and aim at the target than actually load another round. You can see that I'm already exhausted at this point, but handgun didn't cause any problems. I actually hit one of the plates twice because at the moment I was not sure if the first one was a solid hit.
My bold strategy is to actually avoid the electric fence, unlike Žiga, who just plowed straight through it.
I had big plans for stage 2. I started up nicely with a good use of the bipod. Kettlebell throws were never an issue for me. Solid hit from the second position. And now we are in the deep. My bipod is not high enough to get a good clear sight picture of the targets. I had to shoot from a raised position. Same thing here. First I tried from the bipods, since this is an easier shooting position, but I was just too close to the ground and the bullets were deflected, not hitting near the target. Now this is the foobar moment. When you get 2 final hits on the target, you have to remove the magazine and take a bonus shot. But what I didn't realize is that I didn't cycle the bolt, so I had an empty chamber. I removed the magazine and my rifle was empty. I was rushing to correct this error, inserted the magazine and didn't fully rack the bolt so it didn't slip around. So again, I had an empty chamber and had to do it the 3rd time. I was already so stressed at that moment that I missed my bonus shot. That cost me 60 potential seconds. Keep in mind that this was not a problem with the bolt action rifle, but more of a user error.
That's it.
Fuck! No bonus. That's really a shame.
Stage 3. Fast roping is quickly becoming a classic of Lynx Brutality. It's a fun challenge until you burn through your gloves. On this obstacle, I had some problems with aiming. The height over board difference was quite large. Reviewing the footage, I also think that I took it too safe. I could shoot faster and still land solid hits on this target. On the second shot, I hit the target stand and thought it was a solid hit. So I had to stop, turn around and get another hit before continuing with the stage. The combination of high optic and too long of a stock became a real problem. It seems that my head was so far off the center that I lost the dot. So my first reaction was, I thought that the dot was turned off. And now to the fun part. I'm not sure if I short-stroked the bolt or it was some other issue, but I got a double feed. The second bullet was stuck in such position that I was not able to get it out only with my fingers. I had to use an empty shell casing to finally clear this malfunction. This was really bad performance from my side and it cost me a lot of time on this stage.
Hit! Hit! Ajde! Ajde, bravo! Ajde! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Okay, the super boat.
This red dot is really good, really clear, but for some reason, when you come near the left and right edge of the dot, of the optic, the dot disappears before the end of the optic. So if you're not in a really good position, you don't see the dot and like your brain cannot process, like I thought at first that it was turned off.
Stage 3, Vehicle Ambush. You start engaging the target with a handgun. You need 5 solid hits, take a rifle magazine, crawl under the truck and get your rifle. This is a limited stage and each magazine is loaded to only 10 rounds. The CZ600 Trail runs smooth and fast, but I think it would be better if I use the bipod. The fast roll on your knees and elbows is faster, but it also hurts more.
Okay, ajde!
Another user error here, I think I short-stroked the ball and lost 1 round. Since this is a limited stage, I only had 10 rounds in the magazine, and if I didn't shoot the last one, I would get 60 seconds penalty. I feel like my rifle shooting was not the best. I think I could do it faster if I had a better, more stable shooting position.
Okay.
Here you can see bloke burning it down.
I don't know what madman came up with these stages, but they are brutal.
Stage 5 was simple, but ran better than expected. You had a set of 3 lights at 3 different shooting positions, and you could only shoot from the position where the light was turned on. You had to make a hit from each position before moving on. The trick was that with every shot detected, another light turned on. Here we have a side-by-side view with Robert, one of the best shooters in Slovenia and the IPSC European champion. It's interesting to see how I'm gradually, with each shot, losing more and more time. If you look closely, Robert already has his gun on the target when he moves into position, makes a fast shot, and then already moving to the second position. I wasn't even that bad with shooting, but if you see, I'm very late with getting the gun on the target, and then sometimes I took just a bit too much time to aim and press the trigger. The lights are turning on in random positions, and I think over the course of 24 shots, it was very even for all of the shooters. I think this stage worked flawlessly and we'll definitely use it in the future.
Never actually shot from the middle position, it seems, but not bad.
Here I have to make a big thank you to all of our sponsors for their ongoing support. They're the ones that made this competition possible. Also thank you Dalibor and Lynx Training Center for hosting us and helping us out with the match. And shout out to the ROs for their hard work. The slackline looked deceivingly easy, but it was far from that. One wrong step and you were touching the ground. Fuck! Even worse, if you started off balance, it only became worse and worse further you went. Not a perfect start, but I made it through quite fast. Now the RO here forgot to remove my chamber flag. I tried to go fast and shoot with my stock folded, but the shooting position was just no good. Finally, some solid hits. It also didn't help that both the slackline and the guidance rope had some slack in it and were able to stretch. There was no solid hold, so you needed to use your balance to get through. The 15 kilo bag just made everything worse. Second shooting position went better. I was also faster on the slackline. And on a third shooting position, I finally warmed up with the rifle, but then it was over. A quick jump to the handgun, first 2 shots were off, and then I was burning it down.
I'm disappointed.
The key for good performance at the Karmageddon stage was not how fast you could push the car, but actually how fast you could get the hits from every position. Now for a lot of people, the issue here was the height over bore difference, where they were hitting the car instead of the targets. And also when they were tired from pushing the car, they didn't get the hits. For me, a specific issue was to get a good position with my bolt action rifle, not just to hit the target, but also to be able to fastly cycle the bolt. If my position is not perfect, I need extra time to find the target again after my shot, because with each cycling of the bolt, I move the sight, I move the gun. One lesson here, everyone was pushing the car too long. You can even see me here trying to stop the car from moving before going for the rifle. The other limitation of the CZ600 Trail is also that it doesn't have a full AR magazine well, which means that if I apply too much pressure to the magazine in certain directions, it can jam up the gun. So I'm extra careful here not to use the magazine as a monopod or as a rest. Good shooters were able to make 4 hits on the target in a short amount of time, and if you count all of the shooting positions on this stage, that makes a difference. I think I could do much better on this stage if I had a good semi-automatic rifle, but if we compare my run with Ian, you can see that getting the hits was not that easy.
Grenade launcher.
I took my time with setting up the grenade launcher correctly because I needed the hit. I aligned the round, even corrected it, set up the sights, made a deep breath, and made sure to press the trigger slowly and evenly. It was a hit. I started to get a good feel for the rifle, was getting the hits faster, and just as it went smoothly, I timed out.
Time! Stop!
Stage 8, Steel Overload, was finally a stage where I think I did great.
Go, 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 go!
Of course, I think I would be way faster with a semi-automatic rifle, but the CZ Trail was smooth and fast. I was pressing the trigger with my middle finger, so I didn't have to remove my hand from the charging handle.
Okay, pistol.
My handgun shooting was okay. I didn't hit any of the no-shoot plates, but I think I could do it just a little bit faster. One of the key points for my fast rifle shooting was that I had a really good position of the stock in my shoulder and I had a strong, solid grip on the rifle. So the only thing left was cycling the bolt and pressing the trigger. I'm loving the combination of the BUL Axe and Holosun EPS Red Dot. It just fits my hand and feels natural. Judging by the tight grouping on the target, I could shoot this rifle even faster at this distance.
I hit a hostage, and I screwed up the procedure again as well.
Stage 9, Demolition Man. This was a great brutality stage, where you will see that shooting is just part of the competition. Yes, you need good hits, you have to be fast, even if you're a bit slower on the shooting part, but you can make it up by running or completing the tasks faster. Here we are comparing my run with Ian, which also did great on this stage. He's shooting a semi-automatic Perun X16 rifle and he's really burning it down. But where I lack in speed with shooting, I try to make it up by running faster and setting up the rocket system. Towards the end, it looks like Ian will be faster than me, but I have this one weird trick. Stage 10 had an interesting design. I was expecting more people to throw the flashbang and just go in right behind it. But in reality, most of the guys waited outside. It looked like it was kind of a reflex. When you throw a grenade into a room, it's just really hard mentally to go in directly behind it. It did hurt if you got hit with any of the fragments, but these flashbangs were relatively harmless. So the only limitation was the competitor's mindset. The shooting part also seemed relatively easy, but a lot of shooters got penalties here by missing the target or hitting the no-shoot. Our goal was to design stages that would not just be hard to complete, but also to be challenging, fun, and better than last year. I think the use of pyrotechnics and interesting props really brought the match on the next level. So if you have any interesting, cool ideas, what should we do next time, please let us know in the comments below.